Topping headlines, TCI launches COVID-19 booster vaccine program. Investigation into police evidence room fire continues. And PTV intern shares their summer experience. Hello Turks and Caicos, it's October 4th, 2021. Welcome to News Watch. I'm Latoya Walker, your anchor for Monday's newscast. Let's get right into it. The Turks and Caicos Islands on Monday, October 4th, launched their COVID-19 booster vaccine program as part of their national response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Monday's leading story. The COVID-19 booster vaccine strategy was submitted by the Ministry of Health for consideration. Following the approval by Cabinet, Monday, 4th of October 2021, marked the official launch of the booster vaccine program. Officials say the strategy is based upon the UK guidelines and focuses on priority groups. So who are eligible? Persons with chronic non-communicable diseases, elderly adults 50 years and older, healthcare and frontline workers, and caregivers of the vulnerable. Now, all persons in these categories would have to have completed the 2-dose series more than 6 months ago to be eligible for the booster dose of the vaccine. As it relates to side effects of the third booster shot, broadly, the CDC found that people who received 3 doses of either Pfizer or Moderna saw more local reactions. That's pain, itchiness, redness, or swelling at the injection site after dose 3 compared to dose 2. Other side effects such as fatigue, muscle aches, or headaches were less common, affecting 74% after their third dose compared with 77% after dose 2. Now, it is the aim for the territory to reach the benchmark of 80% immunity. The TCI is currently progressing on its 5th tranche of the vaccine, which was received from the United Kingdom, and anticipate the receipt of additional doses of the vaccine to support the ongoing campaign. All eligible persons are encouraged to get vaccinated to continue protecting themselves, their loved ones, and the wider community. All eligible persons who are unvaccinated are also encouraged to take the vaccine. Police have spoken yet again regarding the fire to the evidence room of the Turks police station. Here are the details.
So many unanswered questions coming out of reports of that fire to the evidence room of the Chalk Sound Police Precinct, which is now being actively investigated. The force has recently placed Sergeant Robin Williams on administrative leave as of September 28th. This coming from a leaked document informing staff of Williams' leave until further notice. Officials have not stated a reason as to his timeout, yet in a more recent publication, the RTC-IPF noted that an officer was placed on leave following the distribution of a force order document into the public domain. Commenting on the act, Acting Commissioner of Police Kendall Grant said, quote, "It is very regrettable that a member of the force has disclosed the notice of placing an officer on administrative leave, but I can confirm that it has been necessary for this to be done as part of the investigation." However, questions arise into whether the reference is being made toward the fire investigation or the investigation of the leaked document, all encompassed in that release. Police say they are actively investigating that fire where sources say about $190,000 went missing and a plethora of evidence destroyed, along with furniture and IT equipment. Since then, concerns have surfaced as to the severity of the fire and what it means for the progression of court cases going forward, as the fire would have contaminated streams of evidence. This includes water damage, the presence of firefighters and volunteers who would have removed items causing contamination, and breaking the order of record keeping, as well as authentication of items. All hindrances in the progression of court cases, as there is a possibility that the intricate items of evidence may be unsubstantial for the procession of court. Newswatch awaits more on the progression of the investigation in order to get a clearer picture of whether or not the fire was malicious, the motive, and where persons being kept in custody will now be housed to await court proceedings. Due to the impact that the fire had on the physical structure of that building, officers are expected to work off base for an estimated 16 weeks.
A quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more News Watch.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to News Watch. The House of Assembly met last Thursday to discuss several new and improved pieces of legislation. Take a look.
8 amendment bills were presented to the House of Assembly when the session convened on Thursday, September 30th in the nation's capital. Those bills are the Banking Amendment Bill 2021, the Money Transmitters Amendment Bill 2021, the Financial Services Commission Amendment Bill 2021, the Integrity Commission Amendment Bill 2021, the Prevention of Terrorism Amendment Bill 2021, the Proceeds of Crime Amendment Bill 2021, the Mutual Funds Amendment Bill 2021, and the Company Management Amendment Bill 2021. All of these bills were moved by the Attorney General, the Honorable Rondalee Braithwaite Knowles. In ninth bill, the Limitations of Actions 2021 bill was read for the second time and presented for debate and passage. This bill has been long in coming. It was first presented to the House in 2016, but since that time, no action has been taken to pass this legislation. Also present in that bill was the Attorney General, with a bit of history on the proposed legislation and what it entails.
Speaker, in 2014, the then Minister of Border Control and Employment Services instructed the drafting of a limitation legislation in line with the UK Limitation Act 1980 and the Limitation Act 2002 of Canada. My chambers has also been called upon several times by the bar and the judiciary to enact a statute of limitations for the Turks and Caicos Islands. They were concerned that the Turks and Caicos Islands was lagging behind other progressive jurisdictions and should have a statute of limitations in place. Mr. Speaker, the then Minister of Finance in 2014, today's Premier, also supported limitation legislation in support of greater certainty to promote investments in the islands and to create a better business environment. In light of the above, the Attorney General's chambers drafted a limitation of actions bill, which was sent out for consultation to the bar and to the judiciary on 26 May 2016. The consultation period was open for 8th June 2016 and was extended to 16th June 2016 after very few comments were received from the bar and none from the judiciary. Mr. Speaker, with the support of some senior members of the bar, comments were submitted by three Queen's Counsel and taken into consideration in finalization of the bill for submission to the Cabinet in 2016. The limitation bill was then introduced into the House of Assembly in 2016, but the House was dissolved and a general election called before the House completed its consideration, and it fell away.
The Attorney General says there are now renewed calls for a Statute of Limitations Act to be instituted in the Turks and Caicos Islands. As such, the 2016 bill was recently reviewed and updated with comments from the new Chief Justice, and in July this year, it was sent to the Bar Association for a 2-week consultation. The Attorney General says that this effort did not garner any comments from the lawyers of the local bar. Nevertheless, the revised bill was recently presented to the House of Assembly as the need for this important legislation remains.
Mr. Speaker, subject to the will of the House, after the commencement of this legislation, there would be a bar to the bringing of several civil actions to the court by persons after the expiration of the limitation period. The introduction of limitation periods entails putting persons in a position where certain of their rights of action would be barred at the expiration of limitation periods. Mr. Speaker, in consideration of the fact that persons' rights of action would be barred after certain periods, the limitation periods in the bill have been given much consideration. My chambers researched and benchmarked with jurisdictions such as Anguilla, Bermuda, the Bahamas, Cayman Islands, Canada, and the United Kingdom, and found that the limitation periods as specified in the bill are common or similar to those in those jurisdictions.
Part 2 of the bill looks at actions for defamation or other malicious falsehoods, tort, simple contract, and other actions. It also introduces general limitation periods. Part 3 of the bill deals with actions to recover land and rent. Part 4 of the bill addresses actions for trust property or the personal estate of deceased persons. Part 5 of the bill looks at miscellaneous actions not included in previous parts. And Part 6 and 7 of the bill deal with the exclusion of ordinary time limits and other general provisions. It also extends limitation periods for some actions outlined in the previous parts, or excludes some actions from certain limitations period. The bill saw robust debate from members of the House, passing through the Committee of the Whole with amendments to Part 2 of the bill, at the end of which it was read for a third time and passed in the House without opposition. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Isles.
A quick break now. More News Watch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Cloudy skies across the Turks and Caicos Islands. Here's your weather forecast for October 5th, 2021. Starting in the nation's capital on Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies, high 86, low 81. Winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. South Caicos on Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies, high 86, low 81. Winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. North and Middle Caicos on Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies, high 87, low 81. Winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Parrot and Pine Key on Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies, high 86, low 81. Winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And on Providenciales on Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies, high 86, low 81. Winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Time now for your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise at 6:42 a.m., sunset at 6:34 p.m. And for your high tides and low tides, high tide 7:15 a.m., 7:37 p.m. For your low tides, 1:03 a.m., 1:28 p.m. And here's your hurricane outlook. For the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico, a large area of disorganized cloudiness and showers continues over the southeastern Bahamas and adjacent southwestern Atlantic waters in association with a surface trough. Upper-level winds are not expected to be conducive, and any development of the system should be slow to occur. And that's it for your weather forecast and hurricane outlook. We'll be right back with more News Watch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future. I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
Welcome back to News Watch. Just about every summer, People's Television has welcomed interns into its studios, giving them the opportunity at a first-hand look at media and production. We hear from our 2021 interns on their experience with the program.
During summer 2021, the People's Television internship program gave 4 young scholars the opportunity to delve into the ins and outs of telecommunication. And while most times they were a part of the production and execution team, now they are given the opportunity to take center stage in front of the camera to tell us all about the experience.
I have always wanted to impact lives through telling stories. I've always craved creative freedom and autonomy. This summer, I got to do just that with the People's Television family.
That is Zoe Butler, perhaps a more familiar face as she is a well-rounded scholar and talented athlete who joined the PTV team back in May, gracing the set, taking on anchoring and reporting by storm. She admitted that while journalism was an interest of hers, there wasn't much that she knew as far as how the process generally works in newsroom studios. However, she laced up her track shoes and took off, taking broadcasting by storm.
I was placed in a dynamic teaching and learning environment that promoted teaching through experience. I was surrounded by versatile professionals who were always eager to help. I must admit, it did get challenging, but it was never not rewarding. And as I sit here today, I have professional experience, a family at People's Television, and the pleasure of saying I have lived one of my many dreams.
During her time at PTV, Zoe was able to gain experience in scripting, anchoring, fieldwork, and some videography. She says she is grateful to have gotten a better idea of what a future in journalism would look like. And this handsome face, Alik Harvey, is definitely no stranger as he continues to pop in whenever he is visiting from university in the United Kingdom. He spent his entire summer with the PTV family and has just recently left to continue his studies abroad.
For the past 5 or 6 years, I've worked at PTV as a summer intern. And during that process, I've been able to grow. I remember when I first started, I knew absolutely nothing about journalism. And I got to a point where I was confident enough to be able to pursue journalism as a degree at university. And I think I owe that to PTV, that year of experience, that valuable experience that led me through my studies and is continuing to lead me through my studies. I think the opportunity to contribute, to write, to be creative in a free environment with charismatic people who are obviously passionate about what they do is something that keeps me going and keeps me motivated.
Zoe Butler and Alik Harvey, while taking the forefront, were supported by Tristan Sayo and Joshua Daniel, who definitely pulled their weight as videographers and editors throughout the summer, while gaining a wealth of knowledge and experience in the field of broadcasting. They were given a task and a big opportunity of executing a daunting task presented to them by the company's CEO. Stay tuned to hear from Tristan and Josh about their experiences and what it was like to record and produce their very own project. The interns also left a message for the PTV family. Don't miss it.
Well, this concludes Monday's edition of News Watch. Remember, you can visit our website at www.ptvatc.com or join us every weekday at 6:30 p.m. I'm Latoya Walkins, signing out until next time.